All right, guys, well, I'm back today with a really nice high value long range scope option, and this one is from Monstrum Tactical. This is their brand new Challenger 5 to 25, and I've been reviewing Monstrum Tactical products for about 8 years now. They sent this one out to the channel at my request, and I'm really glad they did because it packs a lot of nice specs and features that you don't necessarily find on some of their older versions or really any optics at this price point. So it's nice to see they continue to innovate and push the limits of what can be done at an affordable entry-level price for a nice kind of long-range optic. Now the MSRP of this is right around $199, and for a first focal plane 5 to 25 with the feature set that's included on this one, that is a steal of a deal if it works out down at the range. Now spoiler alert, it does. I've been running this now for a little while, and I've also been utilizing their 3 to 18, so I have some other data points to compare it to with the same housing and turret style, and this 5 to 25 continues with that 3 to 18 quality, but gives you a little bit further optical zoom, allowing you to engage targets at a distance. Now, we also have some applicable discounts in the description below for Amazon to drop the price down to about $159.99 with free Prime shipping. So all of those features that were great at $200 are even better at a $160 price point. Now, is this the end-all be-all of 5 to 25s? Well, no, I really like a lot of others on the market, but we are talking about $600, $700, even $1,500 optics. So to get this one at that entry-level price point is really nice. Let's talk about those specs and features and what comes in the box. Now, you get the optic itself. You don't get this offset mount. I added that to put it onto a flat top, but you do get these scope rings in the box, which are really nice. And that's the other cool thing about Monstrum Tactical. They've been doing a good job over the years of including really nice scope rings, not just the cheapest things they can put in the box, and you get the throw lever that's already attached. So pretty awesome right there. You get the tools to kind of change out the cap, set to zero stop, and a battery because this is an illuminated reticle system. But let's talk about the rest of the specs and features, starting from the front, working our way to the back, and then talk about its performance down at the range. It starts with a 56mm objective lens, which gathers a ton of light and throws it through this 30mm tube, which is the industry standard for most mid-tier optics. Now, the 30mm tube is nice because even if you don't want the rings that come with it, 30mm mounts are insanely plentiful, pretty much from every manufacturer, and Monstrum Tactical has a ton of offsets like the one you see here at affordable prices as well. Now, attached to that tube right in the center is the main turret housing. Now, these turrets are nice and are way nicer than a lot of other optics in this price range. The clicks are incredibly audible and tactile. It actually has a zero stop, meaning no matter how many times you crank this up, you crank it all the way back down until it hits your zero and it stops into place. So that's really nice touch. It also has a locking windage turret that you can adjust, and you have audible and tactile clicks right there. On the sides, you do have a side parallax adjustment, and for those guys who are rimfire shooters, you can actually knock the parallax down to 25 yards, which you generally don't see on a lot of optics. So that's a really nice touch. And this also has an illuminated reticle system. Now, that illumination is actually fairly daytime bright. Now, you don't need a super daytime bright illumination for a long range optic, but it does come in handy in a wide variety of situations, and not just twilight and dusk hunting applications, but it actually comes in handy if that black reticle gets washed out in foliage or brush, or you're shooting at a darker target. You turn the illumination on and it completely resolves that issue. And this is one of the brightest I've seen in a 5 to 25 first focal plane, let alone this price point. Just in general, they've done an amazing job. So that main issue, or that main series of controls, the turrets, the zero stop, the parallax, and the illumination are all a step above other optics in this price range. So it's really nice to see Monstrum Tactical incorporating those features. The zoom knob is also really nice, super smooth, feels amazing, great quality. If you've ever tried Monstrum Tactical in the past, occasionally their zoom knobs can be a little bit stiff. I've commented, especially in cold weather. This one is just smooth and free, but you're not going to accidentally bump it and knock it around. And the 5 to 25 is incredibly versatile, especially with the first focal plane optic. A first focal plane optic meaning as you zoom in and out, the reticle gets larger and smaller for bullet drop compensation and ranging, and it's effective at every single zoom level. Now that may not be a big deal for like a 3 to 9 or 1 to 6, but on a 5 to 25, you may not want to go all the way to the 25 power zoom to range effectively. You can range effectively at every single zoom level, so if you want to take shots at 14, 12, or even 5, that bullet drop compensation and the ranging tools within the MIL or MOA based system that you choose is going to work great. Really nice touch. Adjustable diopter. And we did some downshot FPV views. A lot of times I'll actually run a camera system on the back. This was actually a little bit larger. The camera system didn't fit, but I also believe this being large with the 56mm objective lens being large allows it to transmit a lot of light and give you a good clear image. Combine that with those first focal plane reticle systems, and you have a glass and reticle system that can't be beat around this price point. Now, is that saying it's perfect? No, there's definitely room for improvements. It would be nice to see some type of ranging tools like other companies do, or maybe a chevron tip in the reticle system. I feel like there could be some slight improvements with the reticle, but this does an amazing job, and it gives you a ton of information. It's a Christmas tree style reticle. It does give you some MOA and MILs up at the top, which can effectively range, but you need a little bit more to kind of extrapolate with different objects. But they do give you that ability right there. So it is nice. It also has these leader line, these duplex lines that are fat, and they kind of disappear when you zoom in. So it's very usable, not only at the 5 power setting, but all through the zoom level, all the way out to 25, making this a killer optic with really nice features. Now, why would you want something like this? It's not the lightest weight optic in the world. This is more for precision shooting. Maybe a varmint gun on top of like a 20-inch 5.56, able to be shot to 500 or 600 yards. This would kill it. Maybe a bolt action 308 that you're going to take out at a distance, or a 6.5 Creedmoor precision rifle. The list goes on and on why you would want a precision rifle scope, and I think that's what this one is designed for. It's definitely not the lightest weight hunting optic in the world, but it can do hunting, especially with the illuminated reticle system, and especially if you don't have to backpack in a mile down through the woods. If you're setting up in your deer blind, like I've seen some of my neighbors do right in their backyard, man, this thing's going to be perfect. Gives you a ton of light transmission so you can hunt earlier and stay out later. The illuminated reticle will work out great, and I really like every aspect of this, especially with the discounted price of right around $160. Again, all of the information and discounted linking will be in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.